Hi everyone, Az here from HeelvsBabyface. You were right. You were right. I see the tweets, I see the comments, I see what you put. Az he's consuming too much of this crap. He's gonna fall. Something's gonna give. He's gonna lose it. Well, yesterday you were right. I fell to one knee. I did a stream Tuesday night. And after that stream, started to feel very poorly. And then yesterday, I was in bed all day. And I had doctors around me. I had priests performing exorcisms. They were drawing vial after vial of toxic mess from my blood. And yeah, I was just consuming too much Batwomans, too much Dr. Woke. All this kind of shite which surrounds us everywhere. Anyway, so it leads us to this. I'm fighting back, folks. I'm fighting back today. And this is the first video. I say first. I am going to go for a lie down soon. If I don't return, see ya. But I got something I need to say. And that is, as you can see from the title and thumbnail, we must always reward failure. Because if we don't reward failure, how on earth are we going to stick it to those incels? If we always reward failure, then how on earth are we going to teach those fans that put a lot of time, effort, and money into a franchise that they want to see perform well, that it's not their franchise anymore. It's what we do with it. And if we don't reward failure, then we actually have to look at ourselves and realize it's us that's the problem. And we can't do that, particularly when we live in an echo chamber where everyone's kissing our ass 24/7. Which leads us very succinctly onto this. Sweet Lord Jesus and Mother. Doctor Who showrunner Chris Chibnall confirms he'll be back. What is he? The Verminator. Bloody rat. For a third season. The executive producer says viewers will hopefully see new episodes next year. Oh, take your time. We're not in any rush, trust me. Doctor Who showrunner Chris Chibnall has confirmed that he's returning to oversee the next season of the British time travel show. Well, it's definitely a time travel show. I mean, it's no longer a show in space. Because I think we've had 8 episodes so far, and every bloody one of them has been set on Earth. And I think episode 9 set on future Earth. Bloody hell. I do know I'm coming back for a third season, Chibnall tells EW. Ugh. Yeah, absolutely. We're already planning the stories. Oh, who have you got lined up next season? Martin Luther King, Gandhi. Probably done Gandhi, no. Mother Teresa. Oh, possibilities are endless. Joan of Arc. Once you see the end of this series, you'll realise there are some stories we're already setting in train for next series. We have very big, ambitious plans to retcon the Doctor because we are embarrassed here at the BBC of white males. Well, I think that's what it says. I mean, that's what I see when I read it anyway. It will be sometime next year, hopefully, unless my holiday goes on for a really long time, which is always tempting. Chibs, take all the time you need, preferably until you die. And then we can get somebody to take over. I mean, not now. Let him live his life. I don't wish that. Not that bad. It's only a TV show at the end of the day. Oh, God, now I'm going to have ninjas start shouting out, only a TV show? That's not what it is, brah! Do you see what I mean, brah? Oh, my God, brah! Nobody watches a TV show! LeBron doesn't watch a TV show and go, brah, it's only a TV show, it's the competitive... No, fuck off. Fuck off, ninja. Right, so, yeah, it was, I mean, come on, it was pretty inevitable, wasn't it? When Whittaker announced that she was coming back, God help us, probably one of the conditions or one of the reasons why is because Chibnall was going to return. But there's no denying that this series of Doctor Who is the worst. And I had a very interesting conversation on Twitter. I say conversation because it's Twitter, so it's automatically an argument. Because you can only put down X amount of characters, and so people just have to be as blunt and brief as possible, which normally involves, "You're a wanker!" In which they didn't understand the concept of like for like. I had to, I think, tell it to them 3 times before they understood what I meant, and then deleted all their tweets because they realised they were a fucking idiot. But they were coming at me saying, "Why do you always compare Whittaker's second season with Capaldi's second season? Why don't you compare it to his third season, which was his worst?" I'm like, because I'm doing a like for like comparison. We'll just do his third season. You just don't want to see his results for his third season against her. It's like for like. When Whittaker does her third season, I'll compare it with Capaldi's third season. Then they got it, and they're like, oh, delete tweets quick. Stay in school, kids. Stay in school. But I'm going to play that game right now because a lot of people think the reason why Capaldi was asked to leave the series, left off his own volition, was because of his third season rating score. And I thought this third season was fine. You know, it actually had some very good episodes in. I don't think that 3-parter in the middle helped. It shouldn't have been a 3-parter. Maybe a 2-parter and out. But 3 parts? No, that dragged. And that did have an effect. And Bill, as the new companion, I thought the actress was pretty good. I thought she emoted very well indeed. Was a good foil for Capaldi. My only, when I say problem with Bill, wasn't first world problem, but it's not her fault. The writers, I think, had a clause that every episode she had to mention she was gay. Every episode! You know, in case we forgot week from week. But other than that, I'm going to play that game right now for you. So here's Whittaker's current season. And the consolidated numbers are the ones that you need to look at, because this is the final figures, the consolidated. So she started off this season with a 6.7. Capaldi starts off with a 6.68 on his third season. So he's pretty much there, just 20,000 off. Next episode, 5.91. Capaldi does a 5.98, so he's just leveled it. Next, 5.25. Next, 5.61. Capaldi 2-1 ahead. Then we go to a 5.07. Capaldi is a 5.73. 3-1. Then we go to a 5.42, which goes to a 5.27. So 3-2 Capaldi. Then we go to a 5.09. Capaldi goes to a 5.53. 4-2. Then we go to the 4.77. And Capaldi knocks in a 5.79. 5-2. So after 7 episodes of Whittaker's second season, she's only beat Capaldi's third season twice. Barely in the first episode, and by 200,000 in the 5th or something. Now, Capaldi does hold the current record for the lowest New Who rating, as The Eaters of Light does a 4.73. Whereas Whittaker's lowest to date has been 4.77. So she's just 40-odd thousand better. This week didn't perform too much better than the week before. Probably going to do better than a 4.77. But overall, her second season is performing much worse, 5-2, than Capaldi's third season. The one that instigated the change, allegedly. But the change, of course, was Chris Chibnall refused to take the showrunner's role unless you could have a female doctor. So they had to get rid of Capaldi, but we don't need to know any of that. Let's jump to another franchise, shall we? Batard. Batwoman here. This is her first season. And now the figures are in. It was amended slightly further down. But this has fallen off a cliff on the first season. Since Christmas, the 3 episodes since Christmas, all sub 1 million by a fair amount. A fair amount. And from starting off at 1.86 million, which in itself was the lowest of any of the Arrowverse shows, it's just gone off a cliff. And it's been renewed. And it was renewed, what? Somewhere after about episode 7 or so? Renewed for a second season. Let's reward failure. God knows where this show is going to end. Because there's still one more episode of the initial 13 that it was given. And then when they announced that it would be given a full season, they had to start filming the next 9. So f*** knows what this shit's going to be. And God knows where this rating's going to be by the end of the season. But you've got to reward failure. And with Batwoman, there's many reasons why it was renewed. Number one, and the biggest one, is because all the Arrowverse shows are doing shit. All of them. Every single last one of them. Even the best performing Flash is doing garbage compared to what it used to do. So they can't even afford to ditch any shows. Because they got an outcoming. And then, let's jump to another. Let's have a look at the fantabulous, wabulous Birds of Half. And this has not been performing well at all. Comparative. Before it was released, they were discussing Birds of Prey. Doing the best. Becoming the best DC extended universe film. This is what it needs to do to be the best. It's going to be the best. Blah, blah, blah. It's the worst. It's the worst. It opened the worst and it's doing absolutely abysmally. Abysmal. Comparative to its budget, the amount of theatres it's gone to, the length of time it's been out to the drop-off. Absolutely terrible. And instead of identifying what their audiences actually want, they're not interested in that. Because the people who are currently making these shows and movies are purely agenda-driven and selfish and self-absorbed and narcissistical. The audience isn't what matters. You are just there to have their lecture, their virtue signal thrust upon you. Birds of Prey, marketed as a misogyny film about toxic masculinity and a female empowerment movie, bollocks. Had barely any of that. It was just shite. Batwoman, very heavily agenda-driven. What's sacrificed here? Writing. The writing of this show is laughably bad, and this is why you see such a colossal drop-off. People aren't sticking around to watch this absolute piss dross, which is what it is. Fuck, heaven help me that I review the damn thing. And Dr. Woke has lost the core ingredient that makes Doctor Who great. Fun. It was a fun series. Under Whittaker and Chibnall, this has become a boring, lecturous, monotonous experience because agenda, agenda, agenda. So, folks, it's very, very important indeed that we reward failure. Because if we don't reward failure, then the people who are failing would actually have to change. And we can't have that now. No. Hope you enjoyed the vid. If you did, do give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel. Follow me on social media and Twitch live streaming links are in the description box down below. I may be back with some more stuff very soon. I don't know. I'm going to have a lie down. You take care. Bye for now.